Opetaia versus Claudio Sqeuo goes down this weekend, and this is now my fight prediction and breakdown for the fight. Look, if I'm being completely brutally honest about this fight, I think this fight shows the problem of the cruiserweight division right now. It shows that the cruiserweight division is dead and there's not really anything going on other than the fight that needs to be going ahead between Opetaia and Zerda Ramirez. Obviously, you've got guys like Badu Jack, Non Micklin as well. But other than that, who really is there in that cruiserweight division right now? I mean, you've got Zerda, Opetaia. They are the two top guys in the division. But I wanted better from this by Opetaia. I really did. I mean, Claudio Sqeuo is ranked number 14 in the IBF. I don't get why this fight isn't happening. That is the reality here. I mean, I feel like Opetaia should at least be fighting like Sin Cara, as he is the number one challenger in the IBF right now. That should be the fight going ahead, not this at all. It's a different level that Opetaia is going to show in this fight. It is. And I'm not hyped for this at all. I mean, I feel like Opetaia is great to watch and all, and you can't really miss a fight of his. But if I'm being real here, I'm not hyped for this challenger. This Claudio Sqeuo poses absolutely no threat to Jai whatsoever. I was actually kind of hyped for the Nika fight because, I mean, it would have been interesting to see where Nika was at. But yeah, that's what happened there. I feel like it's a shame that this is the fight that is going down and that, the IBF have actually ordered this fight to happen. And I don't get it. I mean, it could have been anyone else. I mean, it could have been like Lizak or something. It could have been him. I would have taken that fight over this fight any day of the week. He's number 3 in the IBF. Mustanak, that could have been the fight. I don't get why it's this one. I really don't get why this is the fight that is happening. It's a real shame. It really is a shame. And there's many holes in the game of Sqeuo, which Opetaia is easily just going to pick apart. Sqeuo mostly fights in like 6-rounders against, not really any big names at all. No name of note whatsoever on his record. I feel like, is Jai completely to blame for it? No, not at all. I mean, he's taking the fights that he's been given and the fights that the IBF are ordering. But why they've ordered this one, I don't know. I mean, it is clear to see that Squeo's got power in his hands. It's clear to see that. But he's so wild and so reckless. He beat a 16-18 guy in his last outing in a 6-round fight. Why is this fight happening? Before that, he was coming off a 10-round UD win. Before that, he was coming off a 8-round UD win. Before that, a 6-round points win. I don't like this fight at all. I don't like this fight for Jai. Jai gains absolutely nothing out of this title defense. I guess activity, and it would be his 3rd fight of the year. So I guess, he's gaining activity out of it. But overall, name-wise and legacy-wise, what's Jai gaining out of this? Nothing is the answer. Nothing is the correct answer. And I think, for Jai Opetaia, he is overall, attribute-wise, probably the best boxer in that cruiserweight division. 100% he is. But if I'm being real, I feel like I've said it for a while now. I think his resume is very overhyped. And the comparisons to Alexander Usyk, I think it's disrespectful to Alexander Usyk comparing Jai Opetaia to Usyk. Opetaia's resume just doesn't show it. Usyk beat some of the best guys at cruiserweight. Usyk, in my opinion, is probably the best cruiserweight ever. I mean, Jai Opetaia does not compare to that whatsoever. Jai Opetaia is not on that level. And him fighting guys like Claudio Sqeuo isn't gaining anything. He's not getting any closer to that level. I think Jai Opetaia's got to win this fight inside 3 rounds. He leaves himself so open and so exposed, Claudio Sqeuo does. He is open for that straight left down of Jai Opetaia. Open for it. Open to be timed when he's coming forward. He's going to try and trade with Jai Opetaia. I know for a fact he's going to try and trade with Jai Opetaia. And he is going to get knocked spark out in brutal fashion. I don't really see the point in this. I mean, look, I look at Zurdo Ramirez, for example, and against Dortasios, I don't know if I'm bloody saying his name right. I can't bloody pronounce names. But, I don't think that fight is overly competitive. I think Zurdo's going to walk through him. But at least he's the number 1 mandatory challenger for him. At least he's the number 1 mandatory challenger. Opetaia is going up against someone who's ranked number 14 in the IBF. That says all you need to know. He's coming up against he's coming off a win against the guy who doesn't even have a winning record. Claudio Sqeuo is. That tells you everything you need to know. He's going to get knocked spark out. Yes, he has some decent power. And, in the heavyweights, in the heavier weights, like heavyweight, cruiserweight, like heavyweight, power matters a lot in those weights, and it can matter. And, it really can help matter over skill in those heavier weight classes. But Jai Opetaia is different to most of these guys. And I know for a fact he's going to get nowhere near Jai Opetaia. He's going to get absolutely nowhere near him. Opetaia is way too athletic. His defense is too good. I mean, I feel like it's waited to be tested by higher level guys, but it's too good for someone like Claudio bloody Sqeuo, at the end of the day. So I think Opetaia's got to run through this guy in 3 rounds, if I'm being real. I can't see any other outcome. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this fight. Anyway, thanks.